Okay, what's going on? So I just wanted to do a little video kind of as an update to my previous one where I talked about my B20V all-wheel drive Civic wagon, and I've gotten a couple questions on it. Pretty much just of the basic setup since I've done that video. So I'm hoping that this kind of will be an updated version where people can reference in case they have like questions on some of the specifics on my setup. So I'm just going to go over it just briefly. Hopefully I can keep this video decently short. So let's jump right on in. Right here in the rear, I have just a wood board that I thought looked really good. So I put that in there. And I also have this cheapo eBay kind of rear pillar brace that really helps when you want to close the trunk, because if you're at a slight angle, these chassis flex real bad, which is something I need to address in the future. I have a bunch of plans on what I want to do, and possibly even go with a full cage on the interior, but it also needs a ton of underbody chassis bracing as well. Yeah, so if you close it and if the car's at an angle, the trunk won't actually sit level and will be very difficult to close. So that's an issue with it. There's my RT4 drive sticker there, and my Instagram is RT4WD_Wolf. That's Wolf with 2 F's. And if you want to check out more pictures on this or my other vehicles, I've lifted CRV as well. You can go check that out. Right here up front, just a B20V. It is a head of a dailed sole, so it's a 94 year head, and it's a PR3-2. It has SuperTech LMAs, SuperTech valve springs, and titanium retainers. Just the stock cams, and it's a stock block, which is something I need to address in the future. I want to take it all out, and I want to do a build on the block so that it can rev out as high as the head. Right now I drive this pretty conservatively. Haven't ever revved it up to 7,000 RPMs because I'm kind of paranoid about it, and I don't want to break anything because I've just got this, driving decently well, and I want to enjoy it for a little bit. And I also typically don't drive like a madman. This is just kind of like a fun project for me, and the goals was just to have like a fun wagon that I can kind of mob around on the weekends, which is exactly what I'm doing now. So I found a great spot to do this little video. And yeah, all right, I'm gonna keep rambling. So on the interior, we just have just a stock interior. One cool little fun thing I did is actually shave down the bottom of the seat so that it sits in, and I sit a little bit lower in here, and I really like it. There are the pedals out of a front-wheel drive wagon. I want to do some like skateboard deck tape, yeah, something like that on this, because it's a little bit slippery sometimes if it gets even a little bit of moisture on it. But anyways, I have there's a coolant temp gauge there. I just bought the Nathan Tech on Instagram. Shout out to him, he's a really cool dude. Makes 3D printed carbon 3D printed parts for EFs and wagons. And I'm getting a 3 gauge pod that'll go right here, and it'll run my wideband and my oil pressure and my coolant temp. And it's all gonna go here. It's all gonna be fed off this box that is Blue Sea Systems, little kind of like panel with a ground and a positive, and I can run all my power to my accessories up here. Check it out, Fox Designs, etc. He makes wagon stuff. Made these dash inserts for me, so go check him out as well because he makes cool wagon stuff. Basically just all stock in here. This is a CRV, shift box with the CRV shift cables there. And yeah, this has got a really crappy weld job down here, which I will have addressed when I get the whole car stripped back down to paint and have it redone. So yeah, oh yeah, check this out. This is my work shirt, the HRG cut sleeve, special edition, custom made. I already did a video on my rear discs, so I'm not going to really go over it, but yeah, I have rear discs, and I have Trueheart coilovers. Shout out Trueheart. I think they make really good stuff for the price range. And my Nitto NT01s, my very first set of high performance tires, and I absolutely love them. So sticky, never heard a chirp on them in any corner that I've taken, no matter how hard, which is pretty amazing. In fact, it says recommended for competition events only right there, which is pretty sweet. And up here in the front, the reason I went with these K1s, these Kose K1s, is because they actually cleared my Porsche 986 Brembo's right there, which is pretty sweet. Home Developments makes the bracket for that. Shout out to them, the Aussie blokes, they're good dudes, and yeah, they're happy to answer your questions and all that good stuff. So yeah, I like these guys. They're cool. Go and get some of their stuff because they make really cool pieces. Up front, I have a GTI Volkswagen VR6 Mark III lip, I believe. Sounds about right. And the fitment's pretty clean. You just got to trim off like an 1/8 inch on the end here. I want to run a front splitter, but I want it to be functional. So like I want to be able to actually stand on it. So I'm not going to do that until I figure that out. The paint's pretty booty in a lot of places. Hello, fly. Get out of here. See, he doesn't even like it because it's poop. Look at this. I mean, he likes it because it's, you know what I'm saying. I want to get these redone, and I want to get like an over fender type deal. I don't think the company that makes these specific for the EFs is making them anymore, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. And I don't want to do like a universal one because I want something that flows with the line pretty well. Maybe do something cheeky here. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, but I want to do something with the fenders. I think that'd look really cool, and maybe go a little bit wider in the front as well. I know you've seen the pictures. I know my hood sits up and I run these spacers. I don't like the look either, guys. Trust me. I'm not a fan, okay? But I've already tried to clearance this, and I've already raised these up, and I still can't get the hood to close without the risers. So here we are. Maybe it has something to do with the mount. I don't know. Okay, it's the EFB all-wheel drive half sport mounts. You can get them to fit. All-wheel drive CRV transmission. Yes, that's important. Can't forget to say that. And it's to the RT4WD drive wagon stuff. So it's a custom drive shaft to mate up, because it's the new length that you need to mate up with the transfer case on the all-wheel drive CRV transmission. So yeah, you got to cut the shift weight right here, which is literally the only thing you got to do to make it fit on your EFs, which is pretty cool. It just works. So I'm running cable right now, like this cable to a Hydrotrans, which is really, like, it feels terrible. The pedal feel sucks, so I just got the Hush Performance cable to hydro bracket. I just need to get that put in. So yeah, I couldn't really think about what else to say, but I do have some things. I know pictures make it look super clean, but you know, there's some stuff that was never fixed when I paid the guy to fix it. I get a little bit of water in here. There's a bee that just lives in there now, so I got to get these fixed. I put a new gasket on the back. Didn't seem to help, but just little stuff about, you know. Oh, and there's my finger in the frame right there. And I really like this car. It's a great little project for me to kind of learn how to work on cars. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out this like slightly overheating issue. I mean, it doesn't get like too hot, but if I'm like sitting at like a stop and like the heat soak, I guess, kind of builds up, and it can creep up a little bit. So I'm trying to figure that out. That's why I want to pull the motor out and actually go through and build a block. And yeah, I'm finding this like fine little silt stuff in my reservoir there whenever I check that. So there's probably something going on. The car did sit in a field for like 10 plus years, so I think when I kicked the heater core on, it sucked all this junk from the heater core into the motor. So I need to get that sorted out, but I'm not terribly concerned about it because it doesn't run too hot. It's a Koyo radiator, the OEM style, fits up great. Have a little AC stuff in front of it there. You saw all the AC stuff I got is new, even running the half sport bracket for it. I'm running pusher fans on it, which work pretty well. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say about it. Runs great, sounds great, VTEC kicks in, you know, pulls hard, and I really like it. Just took it on to its first long road trip with the NTO ones, which is awesome. I went from upstate South Carolina to Import Alliance in Tennessee, which is pretty crazy, with no windshield wipers or anything, and it did great. Actually did really good. Had to run kind of with the heat on just a little bit, just to make it keep cool, so that was really unpleasant. Can't wait for winter to come. But yeah, hope this video kind of helps some people out if they're interested in doing something like this for their wagons. I'm only doing this because I got some questions about it, and hope this answered a couple of your questions. Everything fit in here decently well. I couldn't get the motor in like this, so I had to get it underneath, so I lifted up the whole body and slid the motor on a dolly and then bolted it all up. And I did this all myself, so in my backyard. So you can do it by yourself in your backyard. You don't need a bunch of fancy stuff, you know. I would like to, you know, continue to dial it all in, and it's all a process, and that's all, you know, this is, being a car enthusiast and working on it and learning how to do stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. So yeah, this is Lucy. It is my 1989 RT4 drive Civic wagon, and I've owned it for about 7 years now, and she's not going anywhere. So yeah, thanks for checking it out, guys. I will see you around.